Alright, what is going on, y'all? A little late on this one, but this is another one of the most impressive things I've seen in Standard out of New Capenna. This is a Bant mid-range pile, basically splashing blue for Broker's Ascendancy here. 3-mana enchantment at the beginning of your end step, a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. And then we have a bunch of creatures that we like to put counters on, and a couple planeswalkers that go well with that as well. And then since we're splashing blue, we get a couple other nice new cards just as fun ofs here to try out. We have Falco Spara Pact Weaver, 4-mana 3/3 Flying Trample, and just with a shield counter. Then you can play things from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control in addition to paying its other costs. Just cast spells, does not play lands. And then Endless Detour here is 3 mana. Put a spell, non-land permanent, or a card in a graveyard onto the top or bottom of its owner's library. Just pretty general interaction here. Counters any spell, removes any permanent, and interacts with some graveyard synergies, which I don't think there's terribly many in Standard at the moment, so mostly the first two. But just some general purpose removal. I'm interested to see how well it does in Standard. Then we've got the usual suspects of green-white cards that are good. We've got some Hopeful Initiates, goes well with the 1/1 counters to remove opponent's artifacts and enchantments, also trains and gets its own counters. Innkeeper, ramps, gains a bunch of life. Catilda, for Hedron, also ramp into our powerful 4-drops of Wandering Emperor and Essex Chariot. Some good 3-drops with Wedding Announcement, Welcoming Vampire. We have a whole bunch of tiny little creatures that we put counters on, so draw a bunch of cards with Welcoming Vampire here. Exactly that, more decent removal. 3 Elspeths on the top end. Been super impressed with this card in Standard so far. So, trying out a bunch of them here. Of course, her +1 puts counters on things, and her -3 finds any of these permanents, so pretty solid. We've got 23 lands, +2 Emeria's Calls, +2 Florid Hedrons for a total of 27. Other new card we're trying out here is Galagreators, very solid in Streets of New Capenna Draft. We'll see how it does here. 2-mana 1/1, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can either put a 1/1 counter on it, make a tapped treasure, or gain 2 life, and you can only do each one once each turn. Just a bit of value, grows itself, also helps ramp and stay alive. And smattering of lands, we've got 1 Boseiju. If you have all the Aspara's headquarters, run them. I don't, so I'm running a couple slow lands instead. And yeah, that is the deck. We have a reasonable looking curve here. Should all go well. Let's go try it out. Yeah, that's a good 2 into 3. Missing a blue source, though. It's not that many in the deck. Maybe there should be a couple more. This is Anvil. Maybe they'll play it and we can Skyclave at it. That would be nice. Tithe Harvester. Not quite as good to Skyclave at, but I suppose we'll take it. Just want to get on the board. Tempting to play the Galagreators and try and get max value, but we're kind of just stalling instead of beating down. I think a Skyclave here. Have more creatures to trigger this one later. Get a 1/1 counter. Sell this. Attack for 2. Pass, no land. Blue source, nice. Play this out so we get the 1/1 counter. I think I'm fine attacking all here. Even if they remove the Skyclave, we take both their creatures off the board if they want to kill the Galagreators. Oh, Deadly Dispute. Probably would have done it on their turn to try and hit the land drop rather than saving this 3 life, but that's me. Hopefully we'll draw some spells from here. The only non-proactive spell in the deck here, I believe. Kill my 3/3 short. They're up here. Do not have the land. Ouch. 12 cards in on 2 lands, but Anvil plays sometimes ridiculously few lands. This is probably a spell since we have 6 lands in triple white already. Fortunately, we don't have a creature to make this bigger, so we'll just send that in. Find their 3rd land and cast Fable. Probably supposed to counter that. Bit of nukes. Maybe I just send back the 2/2. Or I could redraw Gallagrators. We'll send back their 2/2. Probably should have just countered this. But having missed that opportunity, I think this is the right play. Because my Skyclave can still attack in. Hopefully they're just dead to angels. Really drawn 0 spells this game. Except for this, which is also land. Don't want their synthesizers. Interesting. Guess they figure they're too far behind. Even though we're more or less even on board as of next turn. I don't need double blue for any of my spells, so I played this on green. Guess I could hypothetically hit like Falco into Broker's Ascendancy off the top. Where I would then want double blue. But not terribly likely. Find it here anyway. He's getting indestructible, so we get free attacks. 1/1 counter. Plenty of mana, so we'll just take the 2 life. And if they take this, they're dead to the angels next turn. If they don't, we get to kill their 1/1s for free. Cycles blood. That's gotta be good for us. Fourth synthesizer into the bin in a row. We're still 1 mana short of Meat Hook for 4 here, so we're okay. They had a Deadly Dispute there, I would have been very scared, but obviously that's still the play as we have nothing else going for us, and we would be behind if they flip their Kiki Chiki without angels on board. First 1 angel, sure. Take any spell off the top, please, dealer. That's a pretty good one. Puts us in a pretty bad spot if they have spot removal, though. Because they can kill this one, get a 3/3, block here, get a 2/2. Take 7, so I think we're just attacking with these. If they use spot removal here and trade with a 3/3, that's still 1-for-1s, and we're okay. Goes to 5, sure. Am I holding this? I don't think there's any reason to. Yes, I could try and bluff another Endless Detour. Probably not worth it. There's the Meat for 4. And now, all of a sudden, we are behind by quite a bit, actually. We're coming back, though. That's where it starts. All that, or Elspeth would work as well. Of Nixilis. And all of a sudden, we were miles behind because of this card. I mentioned that this card is atrocious.
And you lose everything.
Not interested in making doubles.
Is my entertainment.
I guess that's a reason to hold the land. Could save us 2 life here, potentially. Okay. I think I'm playing Catilda. Maybe I should just use her to gain 2 here. I think if they have another Meatlook Massacre playing this out, it's not going to save me. But is having it on board better than being up 2 life? I don't think so. It's also possible they remove the Chariot, and then we can use this to draw a card if the Welcoming Vampire is still on the board. Very surprised they haven't made a double with these yet. If they were gaining 2 life on each of these, we would be so dead.
By coin or
We'll take it this turn.
Tribute is owed.
Pass. Maybe our ticket back in here. Do that first, just in case I somehow actually get to make a token off this Chariot. Yes, I can play the Catilda too and use it to crew. We can attack the 2/2 as well. Yeah, I do imagine the Chariot was dying here. When it goes to 6. I think we're just trying to race up Nixilis here. And if they draw another Meatlook Massacre, so be it. So be it. Go to 10. Still doesn't make a double.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Especially since I've shown no interest in pressuring the Planeswalkers. If you're the opponent here, you should definitely at least try and get a double on board before you do all this. Particularly with my 1 toughness creatures that they'd very much like to kill. Handle. Okay. Make a 1/1, gain 1, deal 1. Exilus.
I'm not afraid of any of you.
You're going to minus this one? No. I go to 3.
Pleasure doing business with you.
So if I do this, and then Hopeful Initiate kill their blocker, or just do this and attack, they should be dead. Let's take my draw first, if I may. We could be running Rave Enfeeblement. Is kind of the only thing I'm afraid of here. Rakdos Ascendancy. So I still have the mana for that after I Catilda. Not quite. That's fine now. Alright, this goes to 2, 2, 3, 3. They block 3, they take 7, and they die. Alright. Yeah, they majorly misplayed. If they had a devil on board, they would be at like 16, 20 life there, and there would be absolutely no way I would kill them here. Yes, my life total would also be 2 higher, but that's... yeah. Nothing until turn 3, but we're on the play, and our turn 3 plays are all pretty strong. Do need double white for the Skyclave, but Wedding Announcement or Vampire into Chariot is probably fine. Gonna take Swan Mulligan. Forest, Neverwinter Dryad, some sort of ramp. Second Forest, some mono green ramp I've seen. This would have been great last turn. Concerned about drawing land, so I'm going to go with the Welcoming Vampire here. And I can play Gallic Readers next turn to get another look at it. Simic, not mono green. They sure are ramping. Let's see if their top end is better than ours. We get another forest, huh? Oh, this only gets forests, yeah. Alright, we find the land. I think we're bolting it in for a Chariot here. Just try and start putting some hurt down. More land, nice. Third Neverwinter Dryad. Okay. 5 mana open. What am I doing here? It's probably getting Wedding Announcement down. Unless I draw an untapped land, then maybe I'll go for Elspeth. They could have counter spells. Wandering Emperor. Okay. It's pretty good if I'm expecting counter spells, but I imagine they're just sacking their Dryads here. Get to draw a card off the Wedding Announcement here. Assuming it resolves, that is. Sure. There goes the other one. They now have 8 lands. They are much lower on cards and board presence than we are. If they're playing Cyclone Summoner, we're in trouble. Don't really have a way to interact with that easily. But if their plan for 9 mana here is cast Mascot Exhibition, then we're chilling. Titan. Makes sense. Probably want to kill one of my artifacts or enchantments. Drawing an untapped land here would be great, because then we could Gallic Raiders and Wandering Emperor. So this thing has reach, so we're not really getting through here anytime soon. Destroys the wedding announcement over the chariot. Okay. No untapped land. I think that just means we slam an Elspeth. We do have plenty of power and toughness to block a Titan. And if we get a Broker's Ascendancy, we can catch up pretty quick.
Point me towards the fight. I'm ready. You're safe now.
Well, that's not terribly helpful. Guess I'll take 1/1 with a shield counter. Also draws a card with the Welcoming Vampire. Maybe I should have gone for the Florahedron there, as we're a little stuck on mana here. Second Titan, sure. Destroy the chariot, make another 4/4. A shield counter, sure. Well, we can just trade shield counters here if they do get to trample over and kill Elspeth. This is attacking Elspeth. Sure. No need to trade 2/2s for it then. There's a land. So now we can Gallic Raiders, Wandering Emperor. I have 2 blue sources already, so I'll play this on green. Play this out, draw my card. Broker's Ascendancy. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, that catches up to their power and toughness real quick. As long as they don't have third Titan in hands to remove that, I think we're chilling here. Yeah, I'll trade that for a 3/3. Cyclops Thunder, of course. So they get their Titans back with their ETBs, 4th Dryad. I think we have to get the Ascendancy down. We have 7 mana. So we can go Gallic Raiders, Hopeful Initiate, Ascendancy, or just Chariot Ascendancy. Discard. Skyclave app's not doing anything for me. I think Chariot Ascendancy is fine. And am I blocking with the 2/2s this turn? No, right? So I want to crew the Chariot so we get the counter on it. No, they're just going to destroy it with the Titan anyway. Well, they'll probably destroy the Broker's Ascendancy, right? Yeah. Take a big hit here. I think the Ascendancy is the correct choice here. Chariot doesn't have good attacks into their 7/7s. The Ascendancy is the only thing catching me up here. Go to 8. Need to set some blocks up. That's the 8th land. So we want to get the Galley Raiders down, start gaining some life back. It might be Galley Raiders, Hopeful Initiate, Wandering Emperor. I want to Wandering Emperor, the one with Trample, so we'll wait for next turn. So a 1/1 counter here. I think I need the life just to be safe. Oh, 5 mana, no plays. So unlucky. With my 5 cards in hand, and revealed 3 mana play. Cyclone Summoner is pretty sweet with Titan of Industry. Get those nice ETBs again. Though, of course, it also bounces the token, but whatever. See if they go shield counter here again. Yeah. On a creature, so the shield counter doesn't target. Interesting. Okay, so we Wandering Emperor, take out this one. I guess we triple block, take out the other one. We're left facing the 7/7 with a Hopeful Initiate, Galley Raiders, and Wandering Emperor. Could be worse.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Am I supposed to exile one with Trample and just plan to chump the other one? I think chumping the other one's actually fine. Do that.
This is
Chump
what you
here.
get for hurting my
Double block here. Is this an Elspeth angle? Can I get something to 7 power here? No, I can only give +2. Uh, 9 mana available. So we can Elspeth plus a 3-drop. We'll play all 3 3-drops. I think it's Elspeth plus 3-drop. See how we have Elspeth before deciding what to do with the Wandering Emperor.
There are good people in this city, and I would. May your
Innkeeper or Wedding Announcement? It's the Wedding Announcement. That's very effective at chumping the Cyclone Summoner away. Hitting the 2/2 draws us another card, but Wandering Emperor being able to exile another one of these next turn sounds pretty good. Just put another counter over here. And we get the draw off the Wedding Announcement anyway, so we're fine. Here we can gain 2 life. There's another Ascendancy, sweet. See if our card draw and synergies can keep up with their raw power. They haven't shown us any interaction yet other than Titan. Presumably a lesson or two. And Cyclone Summoner does it as well. Right, minus the Wandering Emperor again. And a Cultivator. It's pretty rough for us. Let's want a whole bunch of 7-drops. Second Wandering Emperor might get us somewhere, though. Need to discard 2 cards. I have 9 mana, so I can Galley Reader's Wedding Announcement. Wandering Emperor, or Galley Reader's Skyclave App. Wandering Emperor. I think I like Skyclave App. Take out their 3/4. Making treasure at this point. We've got way too many cards than we know what to do with. Mascots. Sure. Seems less good than Titan. In their graveyard for some reason. No plays. Cast Shigeki. Okay. Wandering Emperor. Make some 2/2s.
Guards, to me.
Treasure token. Another Galley Raiders. It's pretty good. Going to figure all 3 of these doesn't really matter what order I do it in. Need some life back. Get one of these.
May your blades
1 counter. Treasure token. There's a land for turn. 7 mana available. So, Rakdos Ascendancy, hold up the other Wandering Emperor. Sounds pretty good. Now they can Titan to kill that, but we've got relatively even power and toughness on board here. If they're too chicken to attack again, we get to minus this Wandering Emperor. And trigger all the goodies. Yeah, here's the Titan. Definitely want to kill Rakdos Ascendancy. What else are they doing here? Gaining 5. That can't be right, but okay. Any attacks? Next turn we get to do Elspeth things. They get to do Shigeki things, but they don't really have anything relevant in their graveyard to get. Like, they can Mascot Exhibition again and play a bunch of Dryads, which, whatever. I think this is worth it, just to get the activation on their turn.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you. Guards, to me.
We're drawing 2 more cards before the next turn. We'll make treasures. Second to Elspeth. Okay. Still have plenty of cards left in the deck. Play first Elspeth before we decide what to do with the Emperor.
I'm not looking for trouble, but I'll fight if I have to. This is my city, and I'm going to
I think
protect it.
Rakdos Ascendancy is how we get ahead in the long term here. I don't want to let them get a Cyclone Summoner back, so we don't really want to be attacking on the ground. Can't attack in the air yet, as they still have a Titan. So I think we're just setting up to have a giant swing out and be ahead of them. And minusing here is the way to do that.
May your blade strike.
Oh, we also haven't triggered that yet, sure. On one counter. Game 2. I don't really want to be dead to another Cyclone Summoner off the top. Innkeeper helps get us ahead in life points here. Okay, here we go. They Shigeki, see if they mill anything important. Stopper. 2 stoppers. And a Fading Hope. Well, another Cyclone Summoner, which is what I'm afraid of. I guess another Titan would also be annoying. I guess I'm not too mad if they go for Shigeki now, as they're not getting back anything that's terribly important. Maybe they have a second one in hand. Just for those who are sort of paying attention, don't play this deck if you don't want long games like this. Standard is a reasonably mid-range heavy format at the moment, so if you queue up something like this, very well may go long. It's also a reasonably decision-heavy deck, as we've seen so far. So they only cast the other Mascot Exhibition this turn. Or they have another Cyclone Summoner, Titan of Industry in their hand. Fading Hope, my Welcoming Vampire. So they can attack their flyer into my Wandering Emperor. Field trip into another Mascot Exhibition. Basic Conjuration. Just to help them find another Cyclone Summoner or Titan. Object's Cultivator is not what they wanted to see there, I'm sure. A little disappointing to lose the Emperor here. But we get like 2 more turns with this on the board. I don't think we can lose. Alright, 2 of them definitely locks us up. I think with second Elspeth in hand and the mana to use her, we're just supposed to minus this one here. Try and get a draw off the Vampire.
Try not to give up. I've made plenty of
Catilda's pretty tempting here. Falco. Alright, we're popping off. Another Wandering Emperor. It's a nice one. still have one more mana, as we have one more human that can tap. So we can play Broker's Ascendancy and hold up this Emperor. And as long as they don't draw crazy good, or essentially another Cyclone Summoner this turn, we should have lethal next turn. Casual 30 life. Too many permanents to even see them properly. Come on. Powerful card. Probably not good enough here. Mascots. Maybe we give it one more turn just to be sure, because I don't feel like doing this math. And they made a reasonable number of blockers there. Minus here.
Guards, to me.
One counter. Draw. Make a 3/3. Well, now I can attack. You deal with it. It's a lot of indestructible Dorcas. I imagine this attack will put them in a position where they have to draw exactly Cyclone Summoner next turn. Unfortunately, there's no cards in the deck that are really good against a Cyclone Summoner. Don't have any Giants or Wizards to try and draw into and put onto the board. But from 40 life, should be alright. So we got 19 cards. Have to be a little careful of milling out here. Like to note that despite playing the deck with far fewer decisions, my opponent has used much more time than I have. Alright, they're jumping with Coma, so they're going to sack the Serpent to give it indestructible. See how much damage they take here. Go to 1. Nice math.
Keep watch for intruders.
Let's make the life total higher. And we still have enough mana to Elspeth here. I think I want to get Lair the Hydra down. As then, even if they Cyclone Summoner, we can power this up, give it flying, and kill them.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more about... This is my city, and I'm going to protect it.
Probably doesn't matter which one we pick there. Here we go. Trigger, 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 trigger. These tokens all have vigilance, so we still have plenty of big old indestructible blockers. Looks like they found another Shigeki. Don't think that's going to do anything for them here. Also flipped our winning announcements. Yeah, we just get basic conjuration and have barely enough mana to cast the Cyclone Summoner, which they will cast, and then, as I mentioned before, we'll power up Lair of the Hydra, put a counter on it with Elspeth. If I can find Elspeth. So I need to power this up for X3. Where's Elspeth? Over here.
I'm not looking for trouble, but I'll fight if I have. I know there's a hero
And
inside.
flying. Yeah, GG. Got enough cards. How long was that? Right, so only 2 games, but they were both quite long, so we'll call it there. I was pretty impressed with this. I think a reasonable assumption why it hasn't been super popular on the ladder is just how intensive it is to play. That last game was lots and lots of clicking and decisions at just about every turn. Lots of churned through most of our deck and all that. We did some pretty cool stuff though. Broker's Ascendancy, very solid in the go wide thing here. I think all of the cards in here are solid. I wouldn't necessarily say any of them shouldn't be here. The only ones that absolutely should, though, I think are Innkeeper, Welcoming Vampire, Broker's Ascendancy, and Chariot, Wandering Emperor, and Elspeth. Those were super impressive, and I would say the core of the deck, maybe winning announcement too, but with all the, like the Titan Trample there, maybe not super impressive, though it is decent at keeping up with the mono whites and anvils and whatnot, just putting out a reasonable number of blockers. Falco popped off in the second game there. It's definitely something to this card as well. Shield counter makes it a little difficult to just die to removal, and if you're in the late game, you can theoretically draw a card off it right away. Endless Detour. I need to get used to playing with counter spells again. Haven't done that in kind of a while. Should have countered that. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but yeah, this is a card I expect we'll see standard play for probably the whole time it's legal. It's just pretty general removal / counter. Good stuff. Yeah, this shell was sweet. Pretty much worked out. Get more of these lands if you can. Definitely play some amount of utility lands. There's a very significant possibility we lose that last match if we didn't have Lair of the Hydra. Even in your 3-colored decks, it's good to have at least 1 or 2 creature lands, so that's a moral of the story. Yeah, this was sweet. Thanks for watching.